Hi everyone, today we will explore and discuss the complete Phineas and Ferb family tree, which includes the Flynn family, Fletcher family, Shapiro family, Johanson family, and Doofenshmirtz family, so let's get into it. Ferb. He is the oldest known member of Fletcher family. He assisted Dr. Feinstein in the creation of a platypus monster and a two-headed cow, as well as most likely any other creature that Dr. Feinstein has created. His great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-nephew, Mr. Fletcher, he used to own the Fletcher and Son Fish and Chips restaurant in England. His wife, Mrs. Fletcher, she was a member of a tea society, who first appeared in the episode, The Flying Fishmonger. Mr. Fletcher and Mrs. Fletcher together had one son named Reginald Fletcher, also known as Reg. He is a former daredevil known as the Flying Fishmonger. Currently he's retired, and lives in his London home. His wife, Winifred, she is a huge admirer of the Sherlock Holmes books and has the entire series. She lives with her husband at the Fletcher homestead in London. Together they have 3 sons. Adrian Fletcher, he is a big fan of football, who once flew from England to America to see his favorite football team, the Snifferton Nostrils match. Angus, not much is known about him. It's assumed that he lives with his wife and son in Scotland. And Lawrence, commonly addressed and credited as Dad, he is an historian and the co-owner of antique store. He is absent-minded, easygoing and imaginative. Adrian is married with Lucy. She is quite proud of her husband for winning multiple competitions against his brother, Lawrence, unaware that Lawrence always lets him win. Adrian and Lucy together have 6 children. Their only daughter, Eliza, she is a student, just like the rest of her family. She is a fan of the Snifferton Nostrils. She has a reserved personality and is very elegant. And their 5 sons, Beckham Fletcher, with blonde hair, Beckham Fletcher, with brown hair and square glasses, Beckham Fletcher, with brown hair and half-moon glasses, Pele Fletcher, with blonde hair, and Pele Fletcher, with spiky blonde hair. They are named after famous footballers David Beckham and Pele. Not much is known about them at the moment, other than the fact that they love to watch and play football. Angus has an unnamed son, who lives in Scotland with him and his wife, Maura, and who occasionally communicates with Ferb via webcam. Lawrence has a son with his former unnamed partner, named Ferb, also known as Ferbs. He is a bright boy, who prefers to express himself via his acts rather than his words. Lawrence met Linda Flynn at the farewell concert of Love Handle in the 90s, and they fell in love, and later got married. She was a pop star and freeform jazz band artist, and currently she is the co-owner of Flynn Fletcher Antiques. Before marrying Lawrence, Linda was married to an unnamed man with whom she has 2 children. Her daughter, Candace, she spends a huge deal of her time striving, but never succeeding in getting her brothers in trouble for the things they do. And her son, Phineas, he is an optimist, who constantly looks on the brighter side of things. He is also incredibly intelligent, inventive, tenacious, and capable of doing enormously vast activities with the assistance of his stepbrother, Ferb. Linda's sister, Tiana, she is very similar in appearance and is very close to her sister. She was named after one of Dan Povenmire's sisters. Tiana is married with Bob Weber, also known as Captain Weber. He is a lifeguard. He's also the head of Lake Nose since it appears that he is the one who decides who's hired. Linda and Tiana's father, Clyde Flynn, he lives in the Danville Woods and hosts Camp Phineas and Ferb, where he enjoys singing and entertaining the kids. And their mother, Betty Jo, she was part of the roller skating derby early in her adult life. Her team was Tri-State Bombers. She is kind and sarcastic. Betty Jo's identical twin sister, Lorraine, she visits Clyde and Betty Jo to play pranks. She first appeared in the episode, Get That Bigfoot Out of My Face. Phineas' future girlfriend and wife, Isabella Garcia Shapiro, she is the leader of Fireside Girls Troop 46231 and frequently offers to assist with big ideas, generally with her troop. Her father is Mr. Garcia Shapiro, who first appeared in Season 2's episode, Ain't No Kitty Ride. He is funny, kind, loving and a family man. He has a pet, named Pinky. And her mother, Vivian Garcia Shapiro, she plays contrabass in a freelance jazz band with Linda Flynn Fletcher and Mrs. Johnson. Isabella's grandmother, Nana Shapiro, she is laid back and does not allow huge concerns to overwhelm her. Despite this, she may be bashful and afraid. Candace's future husband, Jeremy Johnson, he is the guitar player, and the founder and leader of Jeremy in The Incidentals. He is a calm, tranquil, and comfortable guy who does not get hung up on minor issues. Together they have 3 children, their son, Xavier, he is bright and imaginative, he creates impossible things like Phineas and Ferb. Their second son, Fred, he is normally inactive, and continually noting how they are sitting in front of the family's digital tree, and their only daughter, Amanda, she enjoys the same activities as her mother, mainly, complaining about her brothers. Jeremy's younger sister, Susie. Susie has a high-pitched squeaky voice and seems innocent, yet, Susie is incredibly manipulative and spoiled, constantly having her own way. Jeremy and Susie's mother, Mrs. Johnson, also known as Hawkeye Johnson, she is a member of the Freeform Jazz Band, which also includes Linda Flynn Fletcher and Vivian Garcia Shapiro. And their father, Jack Johnson, he likes spending time with his wife, Mrs. Johnson, and their 2 children. He has the same name as singer and musician Jack Johnson, and wears the same type shirt as his son, Jeremy. Mrs. Johnson has a niece, named Nicolette, whose parents are unknown. She looks to have slightly tomboyish tendencies, as seen by her obsession with an adventure video game. Jack Johnson has 2 siblings, one of them is Joe Johnson, who owns a restaurant in downtown Danville, named Uncle Joe's Subs. He is very kind to Candace as well as his nephew and niece. And his second sibling is unknown, but he or she has a daughter, named Annabelle Johnson. She is a young entrepreneur interested in purchasing the Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated building. She is a quirky woman, who loves 1970s style, gargoyles. Jack and Joe's mother, Hildegard Johnson, also known as Hilda, she was the nemesis of Betty Jo during her roller skating days. All the Johnson family members greatly respect her. Ferb's future girlfriend, Vanessa Doofenshmirtz, she is a student and a member of school's swimming team, and also she is an intern at organization without a cool acronym. She is sharp and sarcastic, who desires to have a car of her own. Her mother, Charlene, she is a bit snarky with her ex-husband, and although being on good terms with him, she makes snide comments about Heinz's incompetence. And her father, Heinz Doofenshmirtz, also known as Dr. Doofenshmirtz, Doof, Dr. D, Slouchy, Heinz the Ocelot, and Professor Time, he is an evil scientist hailing from the country of Drusselstein. Heinz's younger brother, Roger Doofenshmirtz, he is the mayor of Danville. In the contrast to his older brother, Roger is attractive, personable, and successful. Their father, Mr. Doofenshmirtz, who first appeared in the episode, Lawn Gnome Beach Party of Terror, he was the dog show competitor. He has a pet, named Only Son. And their mother, Mrs. Doofenshmirtz, she is kind, open-minded and loving woman who deeply loves his family. She is quite strong, as she can lift Roger, a fully grown man. Mrs. Doofenshmirtz's mother is Gertrude, who appeared in Season 3's episode, Tour de Ferb. Mr. Doofenshmirtz has 4 siblings, one of them is Fluffy Pants Doofenshmirtz. He never wore trousers, although he did have weirdly formed fluffy hair. Heinz has named a cat he discovered after him. Second one is Justin Doofenshmirtz, also known as Uncle Justin. He seems to share an evil ambition with his nephew, Heinz Doofenshmirtz. He is rumored to be hiding in Borneo. Third one is Simkin Doofenshmirtz. He participated in a car exhibition in the 1950s, when he felt he was the coolest man in Gimelstadt. And last one was Effie, also known as Aunt Effie, who first appeared in the episode, Escape from Phineas Tower. She has a huge mole on her nose. Their father was Jose Doofenshmirtz. Jose, unlike the rest of his family, seemed to be Hispanic, which Heinz described as a weird story. He was the one who gave Heinz Doofenshmirtz's mother the Doofenshmirtz meatloaf recipe. Jose Doofenshmirtz's father was unnamed. He was never mentioned or seen in the series, and his mother was Gretel Doofenshmirtz. She was an excellent cook, particularly when it came to developing a meatloaf recipe containing the secret ingredient, hate. Jose Doofenshmirtz's paternal grandfather, Jekyll Doofenshmirtz, he is the oldest known member of Doofenshmirtz family. He was a mad scientist, who built a machine that could transform someone into either a fairy princess or a monster. Narth Elliott, he is also a member of Doofenshmirtz family, who first appeared in the Season 4's episode, Face Your Fear. He looks like a bat. That was all in the complete Phineas and Ferb family tree. Thanks for watching, see you all in next video. Till then, take care.